Today we're making hash browns. Hash browns can really speak for themselves. After all, they're a favorite breakfast or brunch dish. And in my kitchen, they are often found as a filling in enchiladas, empanadas, or chiles rellenos. But I do have a little technique that will help you do some of the prep ahead. So especially if you are, say, hosting a holiday brunch, you can spend less time morning of doing the cooking. So find yourself some potatoes and let's get chopping. We'll start with some clean potatoes. I've got peeled russet potatoes here. If you are planning to use potatoes like red potatoes or new potatoes or little Yukon Golds or something, and you don't really want to peel them, definitely don't need to. Just give them a good scrub and proceed to chopping. So I'm going to cut these into a kind of larger than a dice. Okay, maybe 1 centimeter square-ish pieces. That's what I happen to like. Whatever size hash browns floats your boat. Try to make them relatively even in size, but don't get too fussy about the whole process. And all I'm gonna do is cut these up and then put them into a container of water. And I've just got a little bit of water in here because most of that space is going to be taken up by potatoes. We just want our chopped potatoes, however many of them we decide to cut, to be completely covered by water. And that is it. That's the big tip. We can then set these water-covered potatoes in the refrigerator, sealed up or covered, of course, and they can hang out in there for easily a day or two before we actually cook them. So that will keep us doing maybe a little bit less labor the day that we're cooking. And even if you plan to make your hash browns pretty much right away, you can still do this. And the other benefit is that when you rinse off these potatoes, you drain off the water and maybe give them a little bit of a rinse. You will also rinse away some of the potato starch, and that will give you crispier potatoes. So even if you aren't particularly keen on making a head, you can still use this water bath technique. So I'm going to keep chopping my potatoes, tuck them into this container, cover it up, stick it in the fridge, and we will see them when it is time to cook. It's been not 1, not 2, but 3 entire days since we last visited these potatoes. As you can see, the water itself is a little bit orangey, but never fear, the potatoes themselves are fine. I'm going to give them a rinse, pat them dry slightly, and we'll get them into this pan. And here are those potatoes. No tinge of orange or brown on the potatoes themselves. It was just the water. Gave them a quick rinse. Again, that removed some of the starch, and didn't get them super dry, but just kind of let them strain and patted them off just a touch. Meanwhile, I also got some oil heating in a cast iron pan. It doesn't have to be cast iron. It can be really any pan that will work for you, nonstick or otherwise. One of the great things about rinsing off some of that starch is that the potatoes tend to stick a lot less when you cook them. All right, so into the pan we go. That sizzle tells us the oil is ready. And they don't have to fit in quite one layer, but you don't want to crowd the pan because we do want to make sure that as many surfaces of these potato chunks get browned as possible. Now for some seasonings. Salt, kosher salt, table salt, whatever you've got. Fresh black pepper. And from here, do whatever you like. You can go with some cayenne, which I will add as soon as I grab it from my spice rack that I forgot. You can, of course, use some
diced onion or garlic if you'd like. I'm going to keep it super simple and just use a little bit of powdered onion and garlic. I don't use that for much, but I do use those things in these potatoes. I'll add some cayenne in just a touch and then give these a little bit of a toss and let them sit. In fact, we'll go ahead and set them around now. There we go. And we're going to let them sit and brown on the side that they're cooking on, and then toss them around again a few more times. And with potatoes like these, we'll know by appearance when they're just about done. All right, so we'll see them in just a little bit.
As these potatoes cook, you'll turn them and see that some sides are really beginning to brown. So that's one of the ways color can tell us that they're coming along. The other thing we might notice, and hopefully you can see that here, is that the potatoes start to get a little translucent around the edges. So visual cues are one way to tell our potatoes are getting close to done, but then we want to check the texture. So this spatula I'm using, when my potatoes are done, it will be able to like easily just kind of cut a potato in half. And right now, I can get this potato halved, but it definitely wasn't easy. It took a little force. So these potatoes have a ways to go. If your potatoes are getting nice and golden on the outside, but are definitely not soft enough to be cooked all the way through on the inside, you can use a lid to your pot or pan rather, and that will help them to cook more quickly on the inside while they're still browning a bit on the outside. All right, we'll check back with these when they are just about done. Ta-da! Our potatoes are looking good. Gonna give them a little stir. Nicely browned on quite a few sides, and they also pass the spatula test. You can do this with a fork or a butter knife or whatever you choose, but I can easily half that chunk of potato, and it is certainly done. We hope you give these a try for your next breakfast, brunch, or just a snack or a taco filling. And you check back every Friday for a new recipe.